And here we are. There's another game in the King of the Hill. And we're here, and MBN Buki is going to be our king right now. Bird Kicker is our challenger Zerg. He has chosen the map IC Cup Test Bug. This is the MLG version. I'm not sure what's different about it. We're going to be spawning here real soon. Of course, this does have the Elf land, the Orc land, as well as the Terran's land. Looks like Bird Kicker is going to be spawning in the Terran's, I guess, humans area, and then looks like the Terran is going to be spawning in the elf area. The elves are not going to be happy about this one, but it looks like we're going to be playing this game anyways. This is MBN and Buki. He's going to be our king, and the other guy is going to be a bird kicker. He does like to kick those birds. We'll see if that helps him in this game, kicking birds. I don't know if that's a good thing to do to those birds. Depending on how big of a guy he is, that might actually kill the birds, which also means that you probably get dinner. So looks like the supply depot is going to start walling off over here. MBN Buki is our Terran player, yellow Terran player. Of course, this King of the Hill was all to announce the new league that is going to be starting up this summer. Registration is now open for the American ProLeague. We're going to try to get a better name for it, but unfortunately I can't think of anything right now, so you can go check it out at mocktechcorp.net/APL. And there it is in the all box, if you guys can see that right now. Perhaps we can get that typed into the chat as well. There's more SCVs getting produced as right now, and the Bird Kicker looks like he's going to be grabbing his natural expansion right now. Right now. And, okay, there we go. There it goes down the natural expansion. There's a drone over here going to be scouting everything that's going on. 2 gas going up for MBN Buki, so we'll see what he decides to do. Maybe he'll decide to do the same thing again. I hope not, because I'm going to have to yell my brains out once again. Overlord is going to be scouting over here. It's going to reposition itself to be able to scout the Terran base later on. The drone is going to continue bothering the Terrans over here. The orbital command is coming up as well. Grabbing 2 gas before orbital, that's kind of strange. Or did he basically at the same time? That is very, very strange. We'll see what he decides to do. Looks like a wall is going to be formed real soon. There's a extractor coming up as well as a spawning pool. Maybe we're seeing the same build. I didn't exactly pay attention to exactly how it was done. Last game, there's a Marine scouting around the edges of the base, making sure that there's nothing crazy over there so that he can go ahead and throw down whatever it is that he wanted to do. The spawning pool is now hatched, and the factory is about complete. And the SCV is going to come over here, build a supply depot, and here comes a tech lab. Very few SCVs actually for MBN Buki, since most of them are actually mining gas. There's the tech lab now finishing up. I'm sure Bird Kicker was watching that last game, so he'll be aware that the possibility of the same build coming up is quite real. They're not too sure what's going on. Yep, so there's a switch over, so we're going to see probably Blue Flame Hellions or just regular Hellions or just Siege Shanks coming out real soon. There's a drone going to be scouting up here. And yep, Siege Shanks are coming up. A reactor is down, so we're going to see a pretty standard Marine tank build, hopefully, so they don't have to yell like crazy. Those ghosts last game were so good, and the nukes were just perfect. There's a mule getting thrown down right now, and there's a starport getting hidden, so we're gonna see banshees is the real case, I think. The siege tech is on the way as well, so it's gonna be siege tank banshee. I've never seen this before. Siege Shank Banshee with a couple of Marines in the mix. We'll see how much damage he's able to do. Bird Kicker is starting to saturate his expansion over here. He's got the Roach Warren coming up, but that's not quite exactly the counter to Banshees unless you really are Mondragon himself. There's the first Banshee now on the way. We'll see if he decides to get that cloaking field. He does have not that many minerals since he is getting the Siege Tech, also getting Siege Shanks. So he might just be getting the Banshee by itself. But it's sort of a weak play, especially if you spend all this money out here, and it does have the chance of getting picked off. There's an Overlord advancing in the right direction right now. We'll see if it skirts by that. There, it sees it, so Bird Kicker does know that it is there. There's the Cloaking Field also going down. He can actually send some Zerglings. Does he have any Zerglings? And try to nibble that away. There's 2 Zerglings over here. That Banshee is spawned right now, is getting another Banshee out. More SCVs getting produced. We'll see when he decides to take an expansion. That Siege Tank is actually, looks like it's purely for defensive purpose. Not going to be pushing with it at all. There's the Banshee is about halfway complete. So Berserker does have a Overseer on the way, as well as the 2 queens in position, as well as a 3rd queen over here. So he's way prepared for this. I wouldn't say over prepared. He doesn't have like 20 queens sitting there doing nothing. There's a command center coming up for MBN Buki right now. There's a barracks as well. The Marine is going to be bouncing back and forth. There's a factory coming up again. The 2 Banshees have spawned out, and they're going to be advancing forward. And the Overseer does run straight into them. Going to be following them over here. And looks like the queens are in position. Envy and Buki, you're not paying attention. Losing 1 Banshee. The second Banshee gets away with 14 HP. Gonna be backing out of there. Bird Kicker has held that off wonderfully. Envy and Buki is gonna have to do something else to try to be able to do something in this game. That Banshee also getting taken out there. Not sure what that was all about. Aspire is on the way right now. Not sure if Buki saw that, but he's also gonna have to prepare for some Mutalisks. There's another Banshee getting produced right now. Any amount of Zerglings could just come over here and kill this off. And no, cancel. Gonna be building a Viking instead. I wouldn't actually mind him lifting this and sending it back to base. There's the command center now complete. Gonna probably get an orbital command up. The factory is gonna finish up with the tech lab. Gonna be able to get additional tanks out onto the field. He's got 4 harvesters on this gas right now. Bird Kicker is in a wonderful position right now. He held off 2 Banshees that had Cloaking Field. He's got the Baneling Nest coming up right now. He's got this starport that basically can't do anything. Buki is going to be building his army up behind the rocks over here. That Viking is going to come back to base. And looks like the lift on the orbital command going to be securing that expansion right now. Oh, that's the territory line. Yeah, you can. Looks like the Zerglings have spotted this starport finally. We'll see if MBN Buki decides to let this finish, or if he decides to lift the starport and send it home. Looks like the Zerglings are actually doing plenty of damage to that starport. He's gonna need a repair on that. Oh no, that starport might actually go down. He's not lifting it, and there's a lift, but it's gonna burn down before it gets back to base. The 2 Vikings over here gonna run into a bunch of Mutalisks. That was completely not worth it. That starport is gonna burn down on the way to home, and there's the Mutalisk now advancing forward. He's gonna have to throw up some emergency defenses in order to hold this off. There's no engineering bay out, just Marines out on the field, so we'll see if he's able to hold this off. The Mutalisks are actually gonna take a break over here, deciding that his opponent does need some extra time to catch up. MBN Buki, he's got to pull something out here in order to win this game. Bird Kicker is taking another base, so apparently kicking birds does give you the chance to be able to be ahead of a Terran player in this game. Destructible rocks are going down right now at the Xel'Naga Towers. This is something interesting on IC Cup test buggies. It does have 4 Xel'Naga Towers in the center, but only 1 is usable at the beginning of the game. You actually have to eat away all of the destructible rocks in order to access the Xel'Naga Towers. So those Zerglings are going to take quite some time. Terran is going to be content to continue just building up. The Mutalisks have actually done a lot of damage. I completely missed that. The armory is not getting constructed. MBN Buki not mining over there at all. He's transferring his SCVs back to the main right now. He's got his missile turrets coming up, but there's a little that he can actually do against the Zerg player. Even a macro hatchery coming up. The 3rd base is complete. He could actually take a gold base very easily, take out those rocks. Buki is in a lot of trouble right now. His army size is at 72 to 122. Bird Kicker would do well to actually just mass expand. He's got his Mutalisks going to be able to control the entire map and know exactly when his opponent decides to move out. He's even got control of this Xel'Naga watchtower, knowing exactly what's going on up at the front of the Terran base. And the Mutalisks are going to be advancing over here. There's that one missile turret. Can it actually get taken out by this many Mutalisks? I believe it can, but he will sustain heavy losses, so you might be waiting for a couple more Mutalisks or the flyer attacks level 2. The Zerg melee attacks level 2 are also on the way. No real upgrades for our Terran player right now. He's getting more barracks out as well as a Ghost Academy. The Marines are going to take out a couple of Mutalisks over there, but they are going to smartly back up. Looks like Bird Kicker is going to continue macroing. He's got his third base now saturating up. He's getting more drones out as well as 24 Zerglings. So he might be looking to end the game sometime soon. We'll see when he decides to do that. The Mutalisks continue to harass here. Buki is going to get whittled down. That Thor is going to get canceled. Oh, a repair going down, so he is going to save that Thor. The Mutalisks are going to back up. He's going to need that Thor in order to defend against those Mutalisks. But Zerg can actually do a vast variety of tech choices here. He should get a hive up, maybe go for some Broodlords to break this Terran entrenched position. The Mutalisks continue to chill out over here and be wandering around on the map. Looks like Buki does have the collector's edition of this game, but he is going to be losing this factory if he does not pay attention. Oh, a Thor shot gets off. Another shot from the missile turrets. Not quite losing any over there right now. A misrally of the Mutalisks. Gonna lose a bunch to those Marines. Don't want to make sure you don't give away your advantage right now. He needs to keep poking in the back and just kind of poking and not committing to any major attacks. There's the fourth base coming up for Bird Kicker, as well as the Hive. 16 more Zerglings, 7 Banelings, Pathogen Glands for the Infestors. We'll see if he decides to get that. Well, there's a push from Terran right now, 114 food to 119. There's a very narrow choke over here. So here comes the Zerg army actually funneling through the choke. Can he take this army out? Looks like the Zerglings are going to be advancing forward. They're going to nibble away all of these units. Buki has lost his entire army, is at 56 food. GG, calls Buki. And this game is now complete. So looks like Bird Kicker is our new king of the hill, again continuing the trend of not being able to hold the crown for more than one game.